The entire county of San Diego under a flood watch this afternoon all the way through tomorrow as we expect strong thunderstorms to make their way through overnight. We'll talk about the timing of it all and how much additional rainfall we could see as we head toward the holidays.
We're definitely taking this very seriously.
The streets could be shut down as more rain is expected, plus some tips on driving in this wet weather.
I still can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
A fugitive called a master of disguise is finally captured.
Now there's a lot of new development that's coming.
The most searched large city on Zillow is right here in San Diego. It's 6 a.m. on Thursday, December 21st, and you're up with CBS 8. Heads up if you are headed to the airport. A crash is causing some traffic issues right there on North Harbor Drive.
This is near West Laurel Street. Our crew passed by the scene and tell us they have now opened 2 of the 3 lanes. But of course, it's a busy day at the airport. A lot of people are driving there right now, so give yourself extra time. We're going to be checking in with CBS 8's Chris Groh at the airport here in just a moment. But we've got heavy rain plus a chance for thunderstorms and flooding on the way. A slow-moving storm moving towards San Diego right now. It is 6 a.m. on Thursday. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Neda Irampur. So we have team coverage for you this morning. CBS 8's Regina Urita is in Mission Valley, where several streets there could shut down.
But we begin with meteorologist Evan Ronnie tracking this storm. Evan?
Yeah, so far we've seen a mostly dry start to our Thursday morning, but it will be much different by the time we get to tonight. Showers came popping up on the screen last night around sunset, all the way through about 11 p.m. They subsided, bringing us about a 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch. And now we're off to a dry start to our Thursday. So take a look. Expectation of the sun peeking through at times, a 20 to 30% chance of showers coming through the evening. It is in particular past 6 p.m. tonight that we expect the majority of that wet weather to arrive here in San Diego, and impactful wet weather at that, similar to what we see right now up around the Ventura County, Santa Barbara County area. So we have a flood watch that is in play in anticipation for this. We're expecting about an inch total in that overnight stretch from 8 p.m. tonight all the way through about 8 a.m. tomorrow. We'll dive into deeper detail in just a bit as to what we're expecting. But for now, that storm, of course, moving into San Diego, slowly moving in our direction. The city getting ready to close some streets in the meantime around the Mission Valley area. CBS 8's Regina Urita is there with more on that. Plus, important reminders as many people are heading out to drive for the holiday season, trying to get to their destination. Regina, I imagine those roads are going to be busy over the next couple days.
Yeah, that's correct. And especially with some expected flooding, we could be seeing some travel delays during this busy holiday travel. So it's always important to know this information and to know some of the closures that we could be expecting later today. So right where I'm standing, this is a Hazard Center Drive right near Doubletree Hotel. That roundabout, you could be seeing those closures. But this is a map that can help you guide you. So expect closures later today on Camino de la Reina between Camino de la Siesta and Avenida del Rio, San Diego Mission Road between Fairmont Avenue and Caminito Yucatan, Mission Center Road between Hazard Center Drive and Camino de la Reina. You could also see some closures there, and Qualcomm Way at Rio San Diego Drive. Now, city crews started rain preparations since Monday. They've been putting up signs to let people know they can't park in flood risk areas. They also have multiple locations handing out empty sandbags later today for people who need it. The city and county are taking this rainstorm very seriously, and they advise that you do the same. So for those driving in the rain, the county wants to remind people to drive safely and to be flood ready. So here are some important tips when driving in rainy conditions. Turn on your headlights even when it's light outside to help you see better and to make it easier for other drivers to see you. That is the law. Also try to drive toward the middle lanes as water tends to gather in outside lanes, and avoid driving through deep water because it can affect your brakes. And if you can't avoid it, test your brakes afterwards to make sure they've dried out and are working properly. So back out here, we will be monitoring those closures all morning. And of course, that could be expected later today because of the forecast. We could be seeing those closures here in Mission Valley. But if you do want a list of those empty sandbags, just so you could be ready and prepared, we have a list on CBS8.com. For now, I'll send things back to you guys.
All right, Regina, thank you for that. And to keep up with the latest weather conditions and alerts on the go, you can download the free CBS 8 app from Google Play or the App Store.
And you can show us the weather where you live or any damage it's left behind, if it's safe for you to do so. Share photos and videos on the CBS 8 app under the Near Me section, then click Share with Us. Of course, it's one of the busiest days out at the San Diego International Airport on travelers here today.
Yeah, and CBS 8's Chris Rose, they're live. Chris, you had some traffic trouble getting to the airport, right?
Right.
Yeah, that accident that you guys mentioned earlier in the show, that was actually shot by our photojournalist Julio just on the way here. And again, if it was not for his heads up, I probably would have taken that Harbor Drive, would have been late here for our first live shot, which is normally at about 5:30. But took that 5 to the 8, came in the back way, which I got to think actually may even be a faster route here, regardless of the impact of that crash, just because so many people are taking, again, that route from the 163 down to the 5 North to Harbor Drive. Actually, I think that 8 down to, again, Rosecrans may be a little bit quicker here, especially if you're running out of time for your flight. Now, what we've seen so far at the airport here at Terminal 2 departures has been a steady stream, as you hear those horns starting to honk, a steady stream of people being dropped off to catch their flights. Now, of course, we know that a lot of these folks actually probably got caught up in that Harbor Drive traffic caused by that crash. And then, of course, you have the Terminal 1 construction. So, that being said, best thing that you can do is give yourself ample time. Check that map. Try to make sure that there are no crashes on whichever route it is that you choose. And even if you're taking an Uber or Lyft or something like that, make sure they're aware of what it is that you would like them, what route that you think you should take, and so forth. Now, if you're going to be driving instead of flying this holiday season, do want to let you know that Saturday is going to be one of the worst days to travel by car from 11 to 7 p.m. According to AAA, it is going to be one of the busiest days there, that time period on the road. Of course, the 24th and 25th, when most people are actually at their destination enjoying their time with family, those are going to be some of the easiest days to travel. But as we come back out here to Terminal 2, again, you can see just the volume of people right now that are getting out of their vehicles, out of those lifts, those family members that are dropping them off. A lot of them having to deal with traffic this morning before they go ahead and deal with the traffic that's inside, that foot traffic there from security, and then also getting through the terminal. Eric and Netta.
Chris Groh with the live update there. Chris, thank you for that. If you're driving instead of flying, here's some good news for you. Average gas prices here in San Diego County have dropped to the lowest amount since February 16th. Today, the average gallon, $4.74. It's dropped nearly 6 cents from last week, which was at $4.80. So some good news here.
And now, as this storm moves towards San Diego this morning, we're learning there is a very slight chance of snow here, Mount Laguna. Yeah, this is a live look right now from the Laguna Mountain Lodge right there. National Weather Service says there is a small possibility there could be a little snow Saturday night. That's apparently when it'll be the coldest. This comes as winter begins today, Evan. So I think they're really excited at the potential for it. But as you've been saying,
right now we're expecting little, if any, snow around San Diego County mountains. And keep in mind, our mountains, I mean, we're not really exceeding that 7,500 foot range, which is where we would expect that snow to accumulate above 7,500 feet. But hey, is there the opportunity, the small possibility? There is. And today is, after all, the winter solstice. So 7 p.m. officially marks the start of the winter season. The thing with this storm is it's a warm one for us. Our afternoon high temperatures aren't really sinking much below 70 degrees. We'll be in maybe the mid 60s this afternoon, but beyond that, tomorrow will be a cooler day, mostly in the low 60s. It's just we would usually, with a winter storm at this time, notice a really dramatic departure, a dramatic drop in temperatures. We're not expecting that for this storm. Here's what the view looks like on satellite radar right now. The bulk of that rain north of LA around Ventura County, moving through Santa Barbara County. San Diego is mainly dry, but you see how there are some sprinkles nearby. We're all under a flood watch from San Luis Obispo all the way down through the international border. For us, the timing is a bit different than other parts of the state because they'll see the storm arrive first. We have our timing set for 6 p.m. today all the way through 10 p.m. tomorrow. The bulk of that rain, though, is going to come from 6 p.m. today through about 6 a.m. on Friday. 40 to 50% chance of some impactful thunderstorms that could be hitting the coastline first and then trudging east from there. So you see how our rain chances are at their highest for today and tomorrow. They drop to their lowest from Saturday all the way through the middle of next week, and that incorporates your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, where we are down to the single-digit opportunities for rain. So 5% chance of wet weather does not give us much. We in fact see the possibility of some offshore winds developing in that window, which would mean sunny skies, temperatures warming their way back up to the 70s like the storm never happened. We're expecting, though, tonight into tomorrow about a full inch. That's going to be tonight into tomorrow versus the daytime hours today, which is going to look a lot like this as we start to see some light come through. So notice the partly cloudy skies. Sunrise is going to come at 6:47, sunset at 4:47. About a 10-hour day length is what we're working with, and then we'll start to see that day length expand as we head into the next several months. Of course, we'll see longer and longer days ahead. Daytime hours involve some sun, partial cloud cover, and then it's tonight past sunset that we'll expect those showers to come to fruition. Let's check in on traffic. It's 6:10 right now, and so far we have nothing on the roads. It is a quiet start to the morning in that we don't see a lot of people out there for maybe a morning work commute. We have a lot of people who are working from home. A lot of people have already made their travel plans and gotten to their destination. So this isn't exactly the school or work rush that we would typically see in the morning. So besides that, should be able to head out at your normal speeds. Let's check in on border wait times and see how those are looking. San Ysidro Port of Entry, 110-minute wait right now, nearly 2 hours. Otay Mesa Port of Entry going to run you about 70 minutes, so an hour 10 in total. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Evan. Still ahead, one of the men exchanged in a prisoner swap with Venezuela has a San Diego connection. What's happening today to the man known as Fat Leonard?
Plus, new video of someone tearing down posters of Israeli hostages here in San Diego. And where a fugitive called a master of disguise was finally arrested.